welcome in. FG here. So we're back out in the shop. We're actually got some new stuff that we're going to work on. Well, some old stuff. We're going to do another Tweety bar. And then we have a couple new molds there. We'll get those ambitiously 4 bars poured today, and then we'll come back and show them off. But I'll bring you back at different points. But we're gonna get to pouring. Well, one of the hazards of propane furnaces, we actually ran out of propane, so we're starting to melt all over. We do have the mold all ready to pour, so once it actually gets molten, we'll be back to doing the pouring, and we'll get all set up here ready to show you. All right, we're molten, and here we go. All right, turned out looking pretty good, I think. I'm gonna get it cleaned up here. We'll be back. All right, so Tweety does look pretty good again. That'll buff out. And we're almost ready to pour again. Looks like we're molten. Today we're actually, along with the Tweety, we're doing a couple other kind of special pours for people in the community. Hey, welcome back. So, phone's had time to charge. We're actually busy watching 3D Woodworks do his celebration. And 7 Stacks just won her ring. And we got some bad news. The 2 special pours that I was working on didn't turn out to my satisfaction. I don't think I'd send them out, so I'm not even going to show those. The newest Tweety, number 3 of 7, did turn out, and we toned it. It turned out a bit darker than number 2, so we now have 2 to choose from. Number 2 and number 3. And we did pour that button there right at the end, and it turned out it's 6.8 grams, or no, 0.63 of an ounce. That's what it is. So we now have 0.48, 0.6, and 0.68. Is that right? 0.63. No, 0.63. 0.48. 0.6 and 0.63. So all of them hovering right around half an ounce. And we did get the 2 Tweeties. So back to the drawing board. I think on those 2 special pours, I'm going to have to adjust the 3D print just slightly to make them just a hair thicker. And then we will retry those again. All right, well, so this is bonus coverage. Since the 2 special pours that I was working on didn't work out and I need to have time to reprint, I'm trying something now that I had an idea for. Originally, I had done some pours with these 3D prints, just an open pour like this. And one of them that was this size turned out, that's the one that has such cool colors in it. And I like that enough, but pouring a small amount like that and keeping it contained was kind of hard. So I came up with the idea, I 3D printed basically the same thing except much deeper, so that I'd have room to pour into it without it just overflowing. So I poured a couple different things here and a couple different methods for getting them out. And I'm going to try and do a open copper pour here. And we'll see if I can get the copper to come out right. So this one's going to be a larger round with that skull design. And actually, that looks like it's going to probably come out pretty good if I can get the copper to pour correctly. This one wants to... Other than that little bit of pull out on the edge, that one looks pretty good too. This one's deeper, that one's not quite as deep. And we'll see which one works out, if either of them works out. So, copper's about half melted, it's starting to liquefy in there. We'll be back shortly. All right, well, I think we're molten, so I'm going to check it out here. Mostly molten. Well, that's interesting. See it popping? and I've never seen it grow out the top like this. Here we go, the quench. And copper is so much hotter, you get a much better quench from it than I get from silver usually. Well, the molds looked like they worked pretty good. I'm curious why it had that effect where it's popping up. If you look at it, it like pushed itself up and out. Really odd. That black is sand. We'll get that cleaned off here. My experience, copper, that water is now steaming, so I'm not going to touch it with my hand just yet. Let's see how this one turned out. Maybe pretty good. I'll have to clean it up and see. This one's kind of a tribute to House Stark on the left there, and what's her name, and the dragons on the right. But it's really odd. This one would take a lot of potential work to make right. I'd probably end up remelting this one. But I'll let them cool down a bit more, and then we'll take a look at them. All right, so actually, you know, this one's going to take quite a bit to get that off the back. I'm assuming that that's gases trying to escape from burning in the sand. But actually it didn't turn out too badly. So I think I will try to cut or grind this off. This one would be a lot harder to save. I'm not sure about trying this one. But it didn't turn out too bad, so I may try redoing that again. Let me know what you think of this one, whether it's worth trying to save or not. For now, I'm just going to put it in the remelt bin. This one, I'm going to cut this off, and this one is just about right for the person that was asking me about a pocket piece that was about 2 ounces. So I think once this is cut off the back and it's smoothed a little bit, this one may be just right. All right, so I forgot to turn the camera back on. I did get it cleaned up, and I was just using MAP gas on it to actually tone it via heat, which is something I haven't done but wanted to try with copper. And this is how it turned out. I think the colors on it look pretty cool, and this is how the back turned out. So 2.1 regular AVDP ounces. You can see the coloring on it from the heat. I think overall it cleaned up and turned out pretty well. A little bit of a mint air rotated die there, but anyways, let me know what you think. So I'm right on that 2 ounces. That it would be just under 2 troy ounces if it was silver, and it's just over 2 ounces being regular ounces. So think I'm right in that spot I was shooting for. So there you go. That cleaned up pretty good. I'll have to figure out why it bubbled on the back and maybe add some radials out from it in order to give it something to how would that work? I don't know if that'll work really, because it's like the gas was trying to escape and pooching it up. But anyways, there you go. I'm pretty happy with that. Let me know what you think. Talk to you later. So that's it for this pouring video, and when I get those special pours done, then I'll really reveal what and who they're for and why we did them. So thanks for joining me, and I appreciate everybody spending time watching. Any comments, and I guess that's it for today. Catch you next time.